Oh my goodness. So the two of you already know this movie is Chef's Kiss. I loved it so much. And the big dreamer in me, I really loved Holly, your character, Anna. She kind of gets to
Thank
step
you.
into, yeah, she gets to step into someone else's life through her house sitting job. It made me curious if the two of you could step into someone else's life or maybe even career for a week. What would you choose and why?
Ooh, for a
Yes.
week?
Hmm.
I mean, you want to do something adventurous, right? I think that's in the spirit of the
Yeah.
movie. I'd for a week, and in that week, I would train perfectly. I'd be an astronaut. I'd
Oh,
That's a
like
really
I'd
good one.
blitz through that training montage. Each day would be another step. Day 6, we're going up. Day 7, we're coming home.
That's a great one. I think for me, I love Lenny Kravitz. I would be him for a week. I feel like
oh,
he's just so
Yeah.
cool, and I feel like he has a fun life.
I love
Yeah.
that.
I think that's a little too close because, like, you're already a rock star. You can't just say, I'm gonna be a rock
Well, that's
star
so
for a week if
nice.
you are a rock star.
Thanks. But he is like the supreme rock
Yeah,
star.
no, he is.
And he's a man. I always wonder what it's like to be a man, just for a little bit, but not
I
too
know,
long.
right? Just for a little.
A little bit.
We can make a movie out of you being Lenny. I think we can make a movie out of that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
I
cool.
love it. Holly, Anna's journey feels really transformative. And you filmed this movie not long after your own transformation of becoming a new mom. So I'm
Yeah.
curious, when taking on this role during that time specifically, what did it teach you about yourself?
Ooh, I love this question because I felt so close to my character Anna because I loved her arc. I love the fact that she stumbled along the way. She had some days where she felt like, girl, what am I doing? She got back up though every time. And I feel like I was at the same kind of time in my life when I was filming this movie and being a mommy and bringing him with me to film this movie. It was such a beautiful experience and just being confident in yourself, being brave. I feel like those are characteristics that both Anna and I have. So it was really cool to combine the two and feel good in Anna's shoes.
I love that. I love that you got to resonate so closely with Anna's story. I feel like a lot of people can relate. Another thing a lot of people can probably relate to is Anna not being ashamed to be in her broke girl era,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
She was like, listen, I maxed out my credit card on a cheeseburger, okay? Life is
Yes.
life, babe. And it
Yes.
made me wonder, have either of you ever had a broke era before your big breakouts? And if you did, what was it like? And then what was your big purchase?
Man, I mean, I'm an actor. Of course I had a broke era. Like if
Yeah.
you never had a broke era, you're not an actor.
Exactly. Like that's for sure. But you said big purchase?
Yeah, like
I don't know.
once you were no longer broke, right? Even if it was
A
just for a
house?
season.
Oh.
A house.
Which is one way to flex out of the broke era. Like, and now we're buying houses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reggae, how about you?
I don't think I did the big purchase. I think that's why I'm here because I'm quite responsible with my funds.
That's really
Like we came from sleeping on couches when I first came to LA to kind of not thinking about it sometimes when you go to the
Yeah.
grocery store, which is not bad.
yeah.
I love that. Very commendable. Well, thank you both so much for speaking with me. It was such a pleasure and congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey, Will. Hey, Kat.
What up, Philly? What's
Hi.
cracking? How we
Billion.
doing?
Listen, this movie was Chef's Kiss. You already
Hello.
know that. It already feels like a classic. It already feels like a staple in the rom-com genre. And keeping with the food analogy, I want to know, what was it about Holly and Reggae's dynamic on screen that felt like the secret sauce for the two of you?
Well, look, those two have so much natural chemistry with each other, and they really respect each other, and they have totally different, um, you know, personalities in the best way, where they
Yes.
complement each other. And
Yes.
so, my job as a director was really to just give them a safe space to express themselves and to play. And I say there was a little spark, and then I fanned it into an inferno.
We love that. Will, I want to talk to you about this because I've been seeing a lot of conversation online about how the success of this film could influence studios wanting to greenlight more Black-led rom-coms. And while we've seen these films succeed before, I'm curious, how do you feel about this discussion?
It's an important discussion. It was started by a young filmmaker who was just being very honest about the experience that she had. I think what people got to remember is that Hollywood, like many other industries, is driven by economics. It operates under an economic imperative. And so it actually does matter the performance of this film. It will affect not just black rom-coms, rom-coms in general. This is a genre that we haven't seen on the big screen very often. Now, the reality is that Hollywood is a reactive industry. So when they consider what they're going to greenlight, what they're going to put out there, they say, what else that looks like this that has worked? They do that. And so the burden is on us as filmmakers and us as a filmmaking team to make things ultimately that audiences will enjoy. We think that we have done that, but audiences have a lot of power. You got to know, if you guys show up and turn out for this, it will tell Hollywood they want to see more of these. So it's very important.
Yeah, and I want to see more of this movie. I want a sequel, okay? So we're
Hello.
gonna run up the box office numbers.
Well,
We
we got to
got
run
you.
it up then. I need those Philly numbers to be huge. If
You
that's the case. You, me, and Philly. It doesn't have the same ring though, Kat. And I love
It
Philly, but I don't
does.
know.
It
It does.
does.
Don't do that.
You like that? You think, I don't know. She's gonna be eating a cheesesteak and falling in love on
Delicious.
Broad Street. It just doesn't have the same,
There's
Then the
there's nothing.
Eagles are gonna lose, and then she's gonna be mad, and then
One, the Eagles are gonna win, and two, there's nothing sexier than a little cheesesteak grease dripping down,
uh-oh.
I
dripping down
agree.
the
I like the
chin.
way you say that. You know what? I didn't think about the cheese sauce drip
I
thing.
got you. I got you. Well, speaking of the drip, there was a lot of sauce dripping and mixing in this film. Take me back to set. Take me back to Italy, right? Great wine, great food. You're making a great movie. What was the standout moment for the both of you, whether it was on camera or off camera?
For me, I loved how when you're working in an incredible environment like that, things organically can happen. So there is a scene in the movie where Halle is talking to her cab driver, Lorenzo, played incredibly by Marco Calvani, and she's up standing against his little tiny Fiat cab, and there's an incredible Italian vista behind her. Well, we didn't scout that. Kat found that because she was on her way to work. And because you're in that environment and seeing all these beautiful Italian countrysides and vineyards everywhere you look, you're constantly inspired. And she got inspired for what I think is one of the most beautiful shots in the movie that would never have happened if we had done this on a stage or used a bunch of AI to make this movie. That only happens when you get out in an environment and get your hands dirty and you actually are there with the people and feeling the authentic rhythms, cultures, and nuances of a location.
Yeah, I mean, it was inspirational every day. And I think the actors felt it, we felt it, and that kind of excited energy comes into the film itself. And I think that's part of why it's such a feel-good film, is because we were all feeling good.
Listen, I'm sold. I'm packing my bags and y'all paying for the ticket.
Hello, hello.
Don't break into a villa.
Yeah, no, you're going to jail.
We do
okay?
not. We
Halle,
don't condone
Halle
that.
made some bad decisions in this movie. It worked out for her. I don't advise that.
Good for her. I'm not that bold, but yes. Thank you both so much for speaking with me. It was such a pleasure. And Will, it's nice to see you again.
Always good to see you, my friend. I love that color on you too. You look great.
Thank you. Put me and you, me in Philly. I'm here.
You mean
I'm in.
the
Real
cheese sauce
skeptical.
drip?